I actually was a musician. I was playing music in a lot of punk rock and heavy metal bands, and I met a really cute girl, my then girlfriend, now wife of 15 years, and she was like, I really like you, but you own a backpack and a guitar to your name, so I'm gonna need you to figure out something to do. I was like, that's fair. I didn't want to go into a factory every day or sit in a cubicle. I wanted to do something that I could kind of like solve problems and be creative. She eventually opened up a laptop and showed me everything she knew about like Photoshop. That seemed really interesting to me, and it had immediate application. I could use this software to make punk rock flyers. I could make t-shirts for my bands. I could make stickers, and that's how I got started. I'm Jesse Showalter, I'm 40 years old. I reside in Austin, Texas. I'm a creative director and a content creator. Freelancing is freedom to fail or freedom to succeed. You get to eat what you catch and only what you catch. There's a challenge each and every day to figure something out. At the end of the day, it's all on you. And some people don't like that feeling, some people do. I love that feeling. I've always been a person that believes you should learn what you need when you need it. If all you need is one tool, then just stick with that one tool. But as opportunities come, feel free and have the open kind of handedness to explore other things. You know, they say like there's no new ideas. There's not a lot of new software. It's just better versions, evolved versions. So if you know enough software, they all start to feel somewhat similar. So you can start to learn those really, really easily. I think you need a vector-based editing tool that can cover the majority of your stuff. I would recommend Figma right now. I still think it's right now kind of like the best for the industry. You're gonna need something 3D, jumping out of the 2D plane, and you're able to create things that are impressive, interesting, and your creativity sparks. So I would recommend like Spline for something like that. And I love something that allows you to build a website or get something online. I think Framer is probably one of the easiest jumps because it feels like a design tool. If you were armed right now as a would-be junior designer, you could crush with those three. Most freelancers fail not because they have a lack of skill in their specific area. They fail because they don't realize that freelancing at the end of the day is running your own business. You have to think about in those means. What's your overhead? What are your operation costs look like? How do you acquire customers? So when people just love the thing they do, but they don't love building the business, you're gonna struggle to love waking up every day in freelancing. Don't multitask, just single task. Do less. Try to do the one thing every day that moves your business or your growth forward. Everything else is secondary, but we get so caught up doing all the secondary things, answering to a message, getting to that email, letting that Slack notification come in. Nobody has ever lost momentum by ignoring the secondary things. They lose momentum by forgetting and getting distracted away from the primary things. Sharing your work online is the hack to growing as a creative yourself. And it's the hack to getting more business and growing your career. And the reason that people don't do it is because they feel like things have to be more perfect. Done and good is better than perfect. So what makes you stand out? Consistency over time, showing that you're authentic and showing who you are, just showing up in a consistent way makes people go, there's millions of them, but look at this one. My YouTube channel is actually just a personal challenge in discipline because I'm a really undisciplined person. Can I deliver a video every week or every 2 weeks? But it also came at a time in my career where I had received so much from the design community and from this industry, and I thought, maybe I could do that, maybe I could give back. I decided to start the channel and wanted to focus on getting people into the industry. How do you get them started? How do you get them feeling confident? How do they learn the tools and the tips that they need to start building a career that they love, like the one that I have, that I love? If I scroll all the way back to my very first videos on YouTube, they are so bad. The first 3 years of it are kind of flatlined. All of a sudden you start seeing spikes. But if I would have given up that first year, I never would have gotten to those fun spikes and the upward trajectory. There does come a time and a place where things just aren't working. It might be the way that you're going about it. It might just be the algorithm, could be the community, the audience has shifted in what they want. So know when to pivot and shake things up. But also, I think there's something that's really mature about knowing when to stay the course. There's sometimes just is a certain amount of time that it takes before you start seeing something. Is this something that I can change, something I need to do, and I just need to figure that out and shake it up? Or do I need to stay the course and it will come with time? What keeps you going, it's not the output, it's the personal journey that you're on. Content creation is really fun because you learn a lot about yourself as you're teaching people the thing that you are initially interested in. In my case, it was design, but I'm learning way more about myself, I think, than I am about design. I think a lot of people think that I'm a 100% full-time content creator, and that's not true. I run a design agency. I do web design, product design for a lot of startups, entrepreneurs, and developer-led teams. And I'm usually working with anywhere between 2 to 4 clients at one time. My time is probably split now, where I do client work and I have a team that handles some of that, but I also create content, and that helps kind of cross-pollinate with the work as well. They're looking for somebody to do their design work, and they see hundreds of videos of mine and go, that seems like a guy I can trust. Ultimately, what it looks like is 2 to 3 hours a day of creative work and probably another 5 hours a day of content creation and direction. Design is not art, it's problem solving. And you can teach people how to solve problems. What separates a good designer from a great designer? I think immediately people want to think it's some sort of skill, it's some sort of like design trait, what do they do? Like, it's the way that they use typography. It's none of those things. It's actually a soft skill, it's communication. The great designer or the senior designer knows how to communicate exactly what their intentions are and what they're trying to accomplish. It's somebody that knows how to have confidence when they're presenting their work. I want my clients to love working with me. Not just the work, but the experience they have throughout the project. That's a communication skill. And if you want to get hired and get to that next role, that art director, creative director, senior director role, learn how to communicate clearly and effectively with confidence. Once I accepted this, it was very, very helpful. I can make way more than I think I can. I can do more, way more than I think I can. People usually operate out of a limiting mindset, one of fear. Oh, not me, I couldn't start a YouTube channel. Nobody would watch my channel. That's a limiting mindset that says not me. But one that says, well, why wouldn't they? Why can't I start one? I'm gonna start one. It's gonna be great. When you're excited about what you do, especially if you're building a business, man, it's your baby, you're so in love with it, you're so excited, you could do it all day long. I could work 14-hour days, I could work 16-hour days, because the truth is I love what I do. But I need to invite people into my life that will rip me away from that for my own good. I gotta leave the conference early because my kids are having to play, that's more important to me. Also, I think it's healthy to have hobbies that are away from what you do, keeps you sane. But freedom now is, I got to fire a client the other month, and that was fantastic. Somebody that didn't line up with my ethics and my values, somebody that asked me to do something that I didn't want to do. Freedom is being able to say, we're moving on from this, no thank you. I'll refund you 100% and I don't want to work with you anymore. I get to work with clients that I really, really love and that I think are doing cool stuff and that I want to be on board with and that they trust me. And that is a level of privilege and freedom that comes from a long time of hard work. There's so many other industries that are dog-eat-dog world that are people scratching and biting to get over one another, get ahead, and they'll do anything to get ahead. I would love to be part of anything that leaves behind an idea, just a general principle. Just be kind to each other. All boats rise with the tide. Just be awesome. I would rather people do mediocre work, but have a rad legacy of kindness and generosity in this industry. I hope I can be a part of that in some way.